Good morning to you all. It seems like a doomsday morning. It's very quiet for being Belgrade. I have been meaning to address a few things for some time now regarding comments and regarding the channel in general. I can't believe there's like 1,000, it's like 1,500 subscribers. Wow, what the hell? There are comments that, well, here's how it works. For those that don't have a YouTube channel themselves, anytime I get a comment, when I get a comment, I get a notification in a small little, like a chat box, sort of like a drop-down menu thing for YouTube. And it should list everything that comes in, even things that go into the potentially harmful folder. And it does to a point, but then I have to go into every video and check the comments myself. And then I realized that YouTube did not notify me for all of these comments, and so I tried to respond to those comments that I haven't responded to. But then I know that sometimes I get comments as notifications that I just can't find them anywhere. They just somehow disappear into cyberspace. I don't know what's happening. So to anyone who has commented, especially a question or a longer comment of sorts, and I haven't replied to you, I haven't gotten back to you, I probably have never seen that comment, because I try to reply to everybody. And for people who have sent me emails, I have replied to each and every email, but I have learned as of recently that my email server has probably crashed somewhere, and I've changed the email server now, and it seems to be working now. But otherwise, for the past month, I've been sending out emails that that get a status of a sent mail in my own folder, but has in fact never ever reached its destination, reached its recipient. And that is really fucking frustrating, because I have been mailing with authorities who have been like, why don't you ever answer? And when it's Sweden, you never know. Most of the time they don't answer. Sometimes they really do answer, and sometimes they give you incredibly great service. So I'm gonna, scrap everything about that. I have resent those emails, but some emails work and some don't. And I'm sorry for people who have helped me out a lot with their emails, and it just seems like I haven't gotten back to them. If you want, you can write me an email telling me that I never got back to you, and I shall see what it is that I wrote in that particular email, like as a reply to that particular email. For the interested party who is wondering what a YouTuber's channel looks like, this is basically it. You have your dashboard. You can go in and check analytics on all kind of stuff. I don't do monetization on my channel. I do sincerely hope that you guys don't get any advertisement when you click on my channel, because that's exactly why I don't do monetization, even if I can't now because my channel is not big enough. Analytics is really interesting to go into. You'll have all your views, subscribers and whatnot. There seems to be a peak at the end of April. I believe that's because of Serbian newspapers and Serbian news. This is due to Charles. And then apparently because Gratica is really beautiful, that video also made it to the top. Otherwise, audience is really interesting to look at. There are 61.70 thousand unique viewers. A unique viewer means that somebody just clicks on the channel, watches one video and or part of one video and never watches again. That's a lot of people. You can even see the watching habits, daily watching habits of most people based on the time of day in somewhere in the world. And here's where it gets interesting. The geography of viewers. Now let's see. Obviously the majority comes from Serbia, which was not what I was aiming at. Secondly, Bosnia, with probably a lot of Serbs. Thirdly, United States, Canada, Germany, with probably a lot of Serbs. Sweden, Croatia, Australia, with probably a lot of Serbs. Austria, Montenegro, Slovenia, United Kingdom. Well, I know I do have at least one Brit actually watching and commenting. And Finland is after United Kingdom. These are like my family and friends, and this is how little they care. Serbs care more about my stay here than you know, my friends. My family I know watch every day, and they comment every day. Then we have, you know, neighboring countries and the United Arab Emirates. I was wondering where Pakistan was, and I just couldn't find it. But then I remembered I got more love from Dubai suddenly than from Pakistan. And so I noticed that this is that one person commenting and engaging with every one of my videos. Love from Dubai. Great. And Thailand and Hong Kong. What the actual fudge? I had a request from a subscriber on perhaps doing a video on little things that I have learned here in Serbia and what I didn't know and what I know, and like how I feel, like a before and after. And there's too much to think about, and some of it is too private or personal that I'm not comfortable sharing that in a video. But one thing that is personal, of course, but that I realized, a very, very insightful thing. A YouTube commenter commented in one of the earlier videos about how he was watching Serbian people, or people with Serbian descent or something, like maybe American-born people with one or two Serbian parents or grandparents, and somehow, and how the Serbian language had been passed on, luckily, to that person, and they were doing a video in Serbian but with a sort of a strange accent, perhaps a little bit bad grammar or not completely correct Serbian, but they were trying. And how people in commenting have been commenting about it being, oh, that's not real Serbian, or that's just wannabe, or that's just, you know. And he was saying, like, so many people moved out of here, like within the past 100 years, so many people have migrated, and they have chosen to keep the culture as much as possible. And here you are, like, trash talking it. Like, these people really try, and this was really insightful for me, because these people who form this largest minority, they still didn't probably feel completely 100% at home in Sweden. Everything was good and all was good there, but they probably didn't feel super much at home, so they might feel like they're a bit different from the rest of the population, whether or not they get treated well or bad. Finnish people there had a reputation of being hard workers, so they were appreciated, but not as human beings usually, because when a stranger comes into your territory, you always want to treat them as not part of the herd. That's just because we are flock people, like we are human beings we live in flocks. Anyways, so my point is that a lot of the times, like to this day, 10 years later, in Sweden, you know, when people hear my Finno-Swedish and they think I'm speaking Swedish with a Finnish accent because they just are ignorant, and they come up and say, oh, you know, you're from Finland. Oh, my grandma's family comes from this and that area. Or I have been to Helsinki once. Of course, I always go, ah, really? And then do a little bit of small talk because that's polite, or more polite than and. But then there are many people who actually have some, like the people that have some roots to Finland. They try to some sort of like dig them up to show them to me, and I usually just discard them as like a pathetic attempt to be cool as me. No, not really, but it's like, yeah. And I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that at all. I mean, I've never really thought of their position. Me, myself, going back and finding bits and pieces of my own roots. Well, I guess I'm so determined that I don't care if people laugh at me. But that's not all the case, and that has not always been the case for me. So, I mean, I will definitely, one thing that will change is that I will definitely give these people a break. I thank you for that comment. And I hope you Serbs also try to be more understanding towards other Serbs who have moved out of here. When we are divided, we are conquered. I don't think that like Finns have migrated to Americas and to perhaps a little bit to Germany and to Sweden, and in the golden days to Russia, to the USSR at that time, when the USSR was very, very young and fresh. And that's basically it. You guys are like everywhere. That should be treasured.